Hello YouTubers, welcome back to the Hidden Lock D&D channel. We're glad you're joining us for session 3. We're running on a short list of players this time due to unforeseen circumstances, but we decided to play anyway to keep the campaign moving forward. So in this session, our characters find out some information about what's going on with their missing mage that they were hired to do a job for, and then found out he come up missing. So their search has led them to the Underdeeps. They finally make it to the Underdeeps. Had a little bit of hiccup along the way, but they finally made it in, and they discover a little more information about the mage. So let's jump in. We'll do the first half of session 3. Thanks for joining us. All right, so we're back for session 3.
You catch us up where we were?
Yes. So we are missing Tenuvio, Jess. We have Mary here to
observe and report.
Supervise.
And we are missing Chris, who is Ragnar, I do believe is his
Yep.
name.
Ragnard.
So we're going to go through with a short cast of characters tonight to kind of keep the campaign moving forward. The last time we played, you guys had just entered the Underdeeps, following Peter and Sven,
Welcome to them.
the two farmers. Little did you know you would be meeting these farmers again.
In different contexts, though. Jerks.
So, you guys enter the Underdeeps.
Yep. And then Tenuvio and Ragnar just kind of wander off.
They were in the midst of a humping session.
Maybe.
So you guys are following Peter and Sven.
That's a really weird map you got up there behind you.
It is, isn't it? I've got to change the display settings. So, I think when we left off, you guys had just entered, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you follow Peter and Sven for quite a ways. And it's...
Now we could, if I remember correctly, we could take the wagon in, yes?
Correct. You did take the wagon.
Okay.
Because they have their wagon,
Okay, yeah.
which has been broken and fixed up a little bit.
Broken into.
You figure... Well, Hugh would actually be the only one. Hugh rolled die 6.
I'm trying to Swedish candy.
No, thank you. I'm trying to stay away from the sugars.
You don't quite know...
They're kind of cool looking.
You got a 50% chance, 1 through 3 on a die 6.
You don't.
So,
Perfect.
Hugh does not quite know, and we're going to blame it on the dark.
Okay.
You're actually the only one that has trouble down here. Well, Peter and Sven do too because they're human. But you can't quite put a figure on how far down you are, but you know you're down quite a ways.
Hella deep.
You finally break the large cave that you're in breaks out into more of a large cavern. It keeps going, but it's just kind of like the cave kind of like gradually opens up, and now you're traveling in a large cavern. And there is a little bit of light. You don't quite know where it's coming from, but it's not pitch black. You don't, like I say, it's coming from the ceiling. There even seems to be the walls even kind of have like a little bit of a glow to them. So it's not like pitch black like that.
Maybe luminescent.
Yeah,
fungus of some sort?
yeah. So Matt is now, and Peter and Sven are now able to see limited amounts.
Yeah.
So you guys continue to travel, and Peter and Sven stop, and you guys are able to kind of like take your cart and wagon, and Royce, I assume you're on your ram.
Yes.
You're able to kind of like move alongside of them. They're like, okay, we can finally see a little bit. We're gonna stop up here. There's a place to get water. We can take a little bit of a break. He goes, once we do that, we'll trek back on, but it's not too much farther past that, and we'll be to where we have to go. At least where we're going. And then you guys can do what you gotta do from there. So their wagon kind of creaks along. The wood wheels with the steel band fashioned on the outside. Your wagon is set up similar. It's not just a solid piece of wood, it's got the metal reinforcing band. And that on rock, because now it's kind of like where it was dirt when you first come in, with a little bit of rock, most of the dirt is gone now, and it's mostly just rock. Royce's ram, you can hear his hooves.
On stone
He
pathway.
likes riding train, so it's good.
Yeah.
He's at home.
I want to prestidigitate there to be no noise coming off like the wheels of the wagons and his ram. Take away the clip clop and the clunk 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 as the wagon's wheels are rolling. I can cast prestidigitate up to 3 times and it lasts for an hour. Just as a subtle effect to keep the noise down as we're traveling through here, to not preemptive anything to attack us.
Okay. So that's what you guys see.
Dark cave.
It is dark.
Now, is that actual? That is that is like
This
the
is-
land itself.
Yes. Yep. So you're coming along up to this pathway here.
And the right hand side is that water, or what
It
the
is-
heck is that?
That
I
is
guess?
water.
Okay.
I think if I turn on.
I need kill touch.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh, that's sexy. Look, kill touch.
Yeah. So you guys are traveling up here up this road. So you get to about this point right here, and Peter and Sven make a hard right because you guys are traveling in this direction. They make a hard right past this rock, and they get up, and there's like a little bit of a sandbar right next to the water,
Mm-hmm.
and they pull up their horse, stop, get off. They kind of lead the horse up right next to the water. The sand isn't, when I say sandbar, it's not like you're going to get stuck.
Yeah.
It's just a sandy area right next to the water.
Like a beach.
Yeah, right. And they lead their horse up, and the horse just kind of sits there and sips water.
Excellent.
I'll let my ram go there and get a little water, and I'll fill up my water skin.
It's very cool water, and it is very clean. You're not quite sure how it's fed or how the water is getting here.
Is there an exit point at all, or no?
Not that you can see, no.
Interesting.
Can we see all the way across it?
You can see the little,
Island?
yep, what appears to be, it's not very clear because like I say, it is still dark. But there is enough luminescent light, you can see the outline of an island in the middle of this pond, I guess we'll call it for lack of a better term.
Neat.
Pretty nifty.
That's pretty nifty.
All right.
Well, lads, you come here often.
So typically, yes, this is where we stop to take a break. Says once we get everybody, once everybody's had a little break, kind of stretch your legs a little bit, whatever. He said we don't have too much farther to go.
Well, it seems like maybe we should just press on then.
Yeah, I don't know why you make this place sound so bad. It's pretty nice.
So you guys hang out there for probably 5-6 minutes. And everybody make a perception check.
Dun dun dun. Under perception.
Under?
Mm-hmm.
No!
Yes, quite.
I feel as though I'm seeing something.
I
or
perceive
feeling
something.
something.
Oh, it landed.
It's cocked.
Woohoo.
Okay. Roy, you missed it?
Oh yeah. Big swing and a miss.
Big swing and a miss?
Yeah. It
So,
could have been bigger. But
Big swing to make.
Matt and Hugh, you guys notice some movement in the water.
Uh-oh.
About halfway between land and the island.
Ah, yes.
Don't quite know what it is, but you're pretty sure there's something in the water.
I'm gonna step back a step or two. Maybe kind of glance at our guys and be like, "Let's just
I want to cast Charm Person on on Sven. Ah, do you see that in the water there, good chap? Maybe you should check that out there. So that's what I would like to do: is cast charm on Sven, and then have him get a little closer as to what's going on. Player's Handbook, page 17 something. It says 171. What do we think about that? Have other. I will.
Let's just toss a saving throw and we'll just see.
Okay. If you have an intelligence score, though 15 to 16 is still even a week, as far as if you have an intelligence for him.
I don't. I mean, it's just average. We'll see. He saved.
Did he?
Natural 20.
he's like, no."
No, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
Well,
Sven's
that
like,
sucks.
no, I've been here before. That water gets pretty deep pretty quick. I really don't want to.
I don't really want to jump in there.
I really don't want to go in there. And
Yeah.
about the time Matt is trying to lay the moves on old Sven here, you guys see this harpoon kind of like more or less
Launch out of the water.
appear out of the dark.
Oh, nice.
And it misses.
Thank God.
So Royce, you're standing. You and Hugh are kind of standing. You're next to your ram. You guys are. Hugh's like, because you didn't see it. He was like, hey, there's shit moving. We better get. And you see Matt's down there talking to Sven, doing something. And this harpoon kind of comes up in between you two.
is there a rope on it?
Yes. Well, there is, but what you see is this harpoon, and it comes in between you, and it goes past you, and then you see it slide back. And then out of the water, these lizard-looking creatures are coming at you, and they also have harpoons.
Nice.
Well.
Let's roll to initiate.
Yes. Because everybody will be in melee. Whoops, that's die 10 done. Come
Oh,
on.
really? That's okay.
Yes, because they move through the water faster than you move on land.
Alright.
How fast do they move in the land?
Same. I rolled a 12.
Roll 11.
I rolled a 2.
11.
So it's going to go Matt, Royce. Well, where did Peter and Sven? Fucking guys. So, okay, so it's going to go Matt, Peter, and Sven, Royce, Hugh, and the Kutoa.
Oh no.
How big are they?
Man size.
Man size.
Okay.
Size of the lizards that are in front of us.
Alrighty. Ray of Frost. Let me see. Let me pull my card here. Sorry, took glasses off.
Don't do that.
I know, right? Instantaneous. So let's
Do
roll
you
a
have to
hit.
roll to hit with them?
Yeah.
Because it's like a.
Yeah, it's just it's any other, like any other spell. You just roll a hit. I mean, unless it's magic missile, and magic missile don't.
Oh, automatically hits, yeah.
So,
What a great spell, man.
armor class of 9.
No, unfortunately, that's a miss.
Okay. You see this crystalline ray shoot from my hand, but unfortunately, flies wide from my hand.
So you guys have all kind of. It's two of them that have come up out of the water, and everybody's kind of in the same fray.
Uh-huh. All right.
So, Peter and Sven.
Kicking names. Taking ass.
Peter misses. Sven hits with a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Fucking dork. So it's 6. Plus 1 is 7. He criticals in the right leg. Comes down with the sword, takes a big ol' swipe out of it.
The hell are these guys on?
Damn farmers. Okay, Royce, you may attack.
Alright. First swing. 18. That's armor class 2.
Armor class of 2 hits.
And armor class 1.
Armor class of 1 hits.
Alright. 2 hits.
So are you now before you roll? Are you hitting the one that Sven hit, or are you taking a fresh one?
I'll take a fresh one.
Okay.
Alright, here we go. For 2 for the first one, 2 on the second one.
What are you using?
Sling staff. I'm staffing it.
Hugh.
Alright, I cast Sacred Flame on.
I will burn you to the ground. Okay. Cast away.
I'll boil you in your leg.
One cast it as a saving throw against dexterity. That's 1d8 damage.
Boo, boo, boo.
What if I save?
Doesn't say. It says target must succeed a dexterity saving throw. If not, take the 1d8 damage.
Well, I rolled a 3, so I'm going to say that's a no.
Say 6.
Okay, off of which one?
The one that we just attacked. Peter and Sven
Do their own. Okay, so now it is their turn. So technically, there's 5 of you.
Ain't gonna make no fool out of me.
Here, Jess is not to Newville. That's in your campaign. She's Fee. PHI. That's what I have written down.
What's your name again?
I am Zeke.
Zeke.
So, the one hit with the armor class of 0 and the other miss
Is
with
that
an armor
Phoebe?
class of 7.
Yeah, P for short. PHI.
5-0.
Okay, so they do 2d6. He hit 5, 4. Oh, here, let's do. We'll just say 1, 2, 3. Peter Schwinn. Get out of here.
Damn mosquito.
2. So Matt,
Of course. For how much?
5.
Ooh. That's the majority of my health.
I got 5.
I had it out.
And then you see another harpoon coming through the air. And it misses.
Excellent.
Flies over you guys.
Yeah.
You see it get sucked back.
All right.
So we're gonna start back over, Matt.
All right. Is there like we're in like melee combat range, right? All right. Well, I'm gonna try to chill touch this one that we're going after right now. So
Okay.
armor class 2.
Armor class of 2 hits.
Excellent. Excellent. We'll grab a hold of him and
Choke him, but swamp him.
exactly. We're gonna sizzleine, baby, for 1d8. For 3. Haha! Have at you.
All right, Peter and Schwinn. They both missed a 9 and a 5. Royce,
My go?
your go.
Alrighty then. Got 8. What are the 20?
What'd you roll?
An 8.
I think armor class of 12, dude.
Oh, 12. And
20 minus 12.
Our class of 10.
2 misses.
2 misses.
Haha!
Okay.
You.
Sacred flame again. The poor guy's just standing there and just randomly.
For the win!
Or a flame engulfs him.
All right. Let's see what he saves. How about you? Roll a 5 this time. Just getting better.
7 this time.
Nice. Nice.
Okay. Hugh's flame
The sacred flame.
burns this one enough where he topples over.
Anybody want cooked fish?
It kind of stinks.
Whole rotten fish.
So, okay, so now there's one.
What? What? Ask. Use your words. Jesus. What you're doing there?
So we've got. It's actually the one that's on Peter and Schwinn, the one Peter and Schwinn have been hacking away at.
Mm-hmm.
He misses. And all of a sudden there's a harpoon comes out of the sky again. And it misses. Okay. So now we start back
ropes,
over.
Are they getting sucked back in again? Are the ropes anywhere near me?
But you can't, it's not a rope. You don't know what it is.
Oh.
I'm gonna turn and fire Ray of Frost.
One got burnt, the other getting frozen.
Turn this lake into a ice skating rink.
Natural 20, baby.
Okay.
All right. That's what I'm after. Great. Sizzling, baby.
You did do double die damage, right?
Yeah.
You factored that in, okay. Okay, Peter and Schwinn, here we go. They both miss again.
Ah,
So now we are at Roy's.
roll it up. Roll it up.
I don't even get the chance to do my second slot. That's how good it is.
Oh, Roy and your fumbles.
Fumbo King. 38.
Hit yourself in the face. Do half damage to yourself.
Alright, well. For 2.
We are a formidable force.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
That's awesome.
It's got big teeth like this.
I got that too. All right.
Told you they're not hot tonight. They
Who's-
are not hot.
Who's up?
I think Hugh.
Yeah.
Okay. Hugh, you may go.
Can we see the ones on the island? I'm assuming that we've seen the harpoon a couple times.
Yeah, you guys have now put 2 and 2 together to know that there is, and you can definitely now that you're in the thralls of battle, you can now see that there is one on the island that keeps throwing this harpoon.
And that's 5. Those squares are 5 foot.
Correct.
All right. I cast Sacred Flame on him with 60-foot range.
So you would have, this is Hugh right here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So it's roughly 40 feet out.
Right, and I got 60-foot range.
Okay. Go ahead.
I cast it.
Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta try and save on it.
Right.
I'm not doing a dex check. I'm doing a saving versus spell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's close. They would be a warrior, but not close off.
7.
Jesus.
Everybody's battling away, and all of a sudden, this flame comes flying out of you. It goes across the water. Now you can see something on the island is now kind of
On fire?
on fire, smoke coming off it. He kind of rolls himself off the island into the water. See steam. All right, now it is their turn.
Die, you evil scum!
Oh, that one gets a reroll, so the harpoon misses. And my dice pulled a Hugh, it landed on paper and was cockeyed. And he misses. These guys suck.
I like
Matt,
All right,
back to you.
chill touch with its 120-foot range. I'm gonna cool him off. Or not. I rolled a 5, so no. Armor class of 15.
As he's getting up out of the water, he can kind of see Matt doing something, so he dives back in, and this
Ah!
frost goes across over top of him. He ducks back up out of the water. Peter and Finn.
And you hear me scream out, Ram Frost!
These guys suck too. Peter and Finn. Well, they're farmers, so I mean.
Yeah, old hillbillies from
Yeah.
way back.
Now we're at Roy.
Huh?
Alright.
Here we go.
Hiya!
See how many fumbles I get tonight.
All
You're
of
at 1.
Armor class 10.
Miss.
Armor Where's the last? I got 7.
13.
Armor class 13. That's gonna be a miss.
Okay.
Hugh.
Armor class, Hugh!
I'm class Q.
You can see my dice are
'Cause
consistent.
He's kind of in the water, so it's not like a good. You know, he's kind of moving around the water. I can't get a good visual.
So he's gonna turn and go, ha! To the one on land.
Right. So the closest one to me, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on.
Okay. But oh yeah, I gotta say.
Yep. We don't need no water. Let the mother burn.
Burn. Burn.
What's the matter, Roy?
He's also
Why you put
close.
dice away?
I didn't. I'm getting more out.
Oh.
Yeah, not close enough.
Okay, this one here is
He's
doing
right
alright.
there, but
At 3.
and that was the one on land, right?
Mhm.
Or the one right there.
Yep.
Okay, so these two are now dead. Oops.
Or did it turn into someone else?
Have at you. Have at you.
And at that time is Hugh burns him and he falls to the ground dead. You see the other one kind of like do a dive into the water and swim off.
Ram Frost! The whole lake!
I'll freeze his ass in!
Ha ha! Have at you! Have at you!
Peter and Sven
Pant like old horror
put their,
church.
put their short swords away. Put their buckler, you know, they're carrying bucklers, little shields. Put them away. Walk up to you guys.
Well, I say, old boys.
That's how it happens down here. We gotta get the hell out of here.
Have you seen this before?
You drank from there?
Not typically here, no, but that's why we always stop here. As long as we've been coming here, this has been a safe.
Well,
I guess that changes.
apparently not anymore.
That changes now. Let's get the hell out of here.
Okay.
They mount up and turn their wagon around, get back out on the quote unquote
Highway?
path, and they take off.
Boys, it seems like we're on a highway to hell.
Right.
You guys probably travel for another, I'm gonna say 3 hours.
Oh, it's big.
Still in the same cave?
It's still in the same cave. You can see as you get past this pond and get out of sight of it, you can see branches in the cave walls. They're big enough where you could walk through them, but they're not big enough where your cart. Royce could probably fit through on his ram,
Name boat?
but that's it. You're not going to take a horse. You're not going to take a cart.
Interesting. But, what's the direction? Anyone?
You have no idea. As best as you can tell, you're heading easterly. Roy or Hugh, give me a die 6 again.
5. We're headed that way.
Yeah. He was even having trouble getting his bearings, and he's the quote unquote expert.
Yep. At traversing and knowing and
I'm a hill dwarf.
yeah, not mountain.
So you guys travel for about another 3 or 4 hours anyway.
Yeah.
And you break into, you can see a, like, I don't want to call it, I'm going to call it a settlement up ahead of you. And so it's big enough now. Are you riding behind Peter and Sven, or have you now
No.
moved up next to him?
You're driving the cart, I assume.
Right. Yeah, probably. Well, we're behind, but now we'll be up next to him, like once it allows it.
Okay.
Just about
Boys want to race?
I did on the way, being the last 3 hours. I did want to take a minute while we were riding to kind of give thanks to my God
Yes,
as a
patron.
prayer.
Thank you for getting us through this.
Shitty situation.
Yes. Oops.
Pay homage.
I don't think I did on that.
neutral evil, chaotic
Sacrificing.
evil, lawful evil. Then there's little old me. Chaotic neutral.
Could sacrifice a ram to my god.
Or not. I know we're gonna find one of
Hey,
them.
wait, hold on. You fried a bunch of fish. We're good.
Alright. It's Lent.
This isn't.
Excuse me.
This isn't the one. Okay, so yeah. So you guys break
Excuse me.
into like this settlement, and when I say settlement, it's not a it's not a town per se. There's no walls. It's more like a giant camp.
Yeah.
So everything is like tents. You can see it off in the distance, and now it's light enough where you can see, because there isn't huge fires in the settlement, but there's numerous small fires.
Like torches outside,
Yeah.
like torch sconces,
Right.
standing outside of
Mhm.
entryways to tents and shit. Then
So now you're able to kind of adjust your eyes a little bit, and Peter and Sven turning and be like, "There it is. This is where we're going. We're here."
what's the name of said settlement, or is it unnamed?
It's just a settlement. They consider this kind of like a
Stopover point?
yeah,
Possibly.
yeah, like a gateway into, because as you look past the settlement, you can tell that this big cavern
Mhm.
keeps going, and it also branches off
Into like larger
into
passages,
Correct,
other than just the cavern itself.
correct. And they mention that to you as you guys are riding alongside, because you're not creating a whole bunch of well, Matt silenced it anyway, so it's not like you're creating a whole bunch of ruckus. It's quiet enough where you can comfortably talk back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And they mention that to you. They're like, you see those passages up above or up ahead there?
Yeah.
He said that goes further into the underdeeps.
Yeah.
We never go past this point.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the people that are in the deep part of the underdeeps will come up to this settlement to get what they, to do what they got to do, get what they got to get.
And again, up to this point, like you mentioned, would have continually cast every other hour or so, or every hour or so, prestidigitate on the hooves and on the tires to keep the noise down. Yeah.
So you guys pull into the settlement. Like I say, it's not walled or anything, but there is like a quote-unquote entrance. Like Matt said, there's like little torch holders built on the ground, and they circle their wagon around and they go in. And Hugh, the dwarf, is having a tough time because it appears that the goblin is quite favored in this settlement. There's a lot of them. However, they're not your typical.
Dumb goblin.
Well, yeah, they're a dumb goblin, but they don't appear to be. Like, they see you, but they pay him no never mind.
Right.
They're not acting like in a hostile or. Yeah, they're being goblins. They're acting weird, drooly. They got rusty swords, all that stuff.
Schwartz.
But they're not really giving Hugh any kind of. Hugh's just sitting there going.
Stewing.
However, you are severely outnumbered.
Enough to be like,
Yeah.
I can wait.
I will kill you all in your sleep.
At a time. Sorry.
Kill you till you die from it.
So you pull up to what you think is some kind of inn/tavern.
Okay.
Peter and Sven pull up, jump off their cart, or their wagon, I should say. Your guys is more of a cart. Theirs is more of a wagon.
Yeah. An actual wagoon.
So they jump off the light and they explain, this is where we do most of our business here. So this is like an inn, tavern.
And you gentlemen travel this alone? Good God.
We do what we gotta do to pay the bills.
How many years you been doing this?
Couple.
I thought you'd be better fighters.
Really, you can't say too much because they have, in the battles you've seen, for being farmers, they have handled
held their own?
themselves quite well. Are they fighters? No.
Sven, you've done all right, but Peter, come on now.
Yeah.
You practice a little more. That's all I'm saying.
A little more short sword work, a little less farming. So, it's got this big tent set up in the opening. It's kind of like the tent is rolled up and it's tied back. And Peter and Sven, they walk in. I mean, it's up to you guys if you want to follow.
Yeah, we might as well walk in and see what's.
They turn around and they look and say, I don't quite know what kind of information you're looking for here, but whatever you're looking for, this is probably the best place you're going to find it.
So yeah, we might as well walk in, at least get a lay of land, kind of see what's up,
We'll check it out.
So you notice Peter and Sven walk up and they find this specific goblin and they start talking, and the goblin, a lot of goblins and a few kobolds running around in here. There are humans, some. There are some elves. There are some elves with gray skin.
Ooh.
Like a darker colored. You notice the ones with the weird colored skin, so to speak, are kind of giving you guys the evil eye. Not Peter and Sven, but you guys
Specifically.
specifically.
Yeah. Who is running the establishment?
It appears to be the goblin talking to Peter and Sven are
Yeah.
is the at least manager from what you can tell.
Okay.
The tables in here are more of like a picnic table. It's not like a bar table.
Gotcha.
It's more of like a picnic table.
Yep. Attached right to CD.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Alright, we might as well grab a table, get a drink, and maybe talk again.
Yep.
Because I kind of forgot everything we need to get while we're down here, so we do a quick little
Well,
reminder to ourselves. what
we are here looking for Enith, and I can't remember. For the life of me, I cannot remember his apprentice. Zeke found the note. Stayed at Enith's home in Water's Edge. The four of us stay at the inn.
Ezrak is his apprentice.
Ezra.
Ezrak. Oh, for handling yourselves at the battle,
Watering hole.
350 experience.
Off 10%. 385.
Yes, 10%. If I'm pretty sure everybody has their prerequisites, their prime requisite, I should say. What is it? 16 or better, I think.
It depends. Some of it's like fighters is like a 9.
Yeah.
Mine's like a 15 or something in intelligence, or 16 in intelligence, some shit like that. So yeah,
Just at the level 2.
nice. Used to be pretty close too, right?
Bryce leveled the last time, I think.
Oh, did he?
Bryce and Jess both leveled the last session.
Excellent.
All right, so let's take a time for a sec while Hugh levels himself up here.
Okay,
Time back in.
we're ready to rock.
Okay, so you're sitting. You get a table, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys come in and sit down, you kind of find the table. Like I say, it's mixed company in here, but for the most part, everybody's. Yeah, there's some tables of goblins, but I mean they're just drinking and eating. Yeah, they're a little loud, a little obnoxious. They're really not harming anybody or doing anything. You manage to find it's a smaller picnic table that doesn't have anybody at it that would accommodate you. So you go and sit down. This little kobold comes buzzing around you. Welcome, welcome.
Well, hello there, my good thing.
You thirsty? Want a drink?
Yes. I'll have a wine. Good fella.
Wine it is. You dwarf? Ale?
Yes. You have dwarven spirits?
We have ale.
That'll work.
What about you, No? What do you want?
Ale for me as well.
Smaller mug?
No.
It comes in pints.
Quart it is. Quart it is.
Oh, by the way, have you seen Enith running around here?
Enith. Don't know Enith.
Huh. Well, that's funny. We heard that he came this way.
Never seen him. Don't know. I'll be right back.
Spread word for me.
He scurries off. He's carrying a money. He's got kind of like a loincloth kind of thing. He kind of reminds me of what is it? Dobby off of Harry Potter.
Oh, yes.
Harry Potter's elves are more like my kobolds.
Yeah. I can dig it.
He's got a to him it's a dagger. To you guys, it's kind of like a pocket knife. It's in a leather holster on his loincloth.
Like old school buck knife.
Yep. And he's wearing, like I say, he's got a loincloth on, not much for a shirt, and kind of like a makeshift pair of sandals on his feet. Scurries off behind the bar, gets the drinks, scurry back, sets them out on the table in front of you.
Well, if we're here in this fine establishment for a while, are there rooms available?
There are.
Good.
5 silver piece per room. Per night.
What can you tell me about the, what I would assume elves, but with the, ashen skin?
Those drow elves, they come from deep in the underdeeps.
Oh, it gets deeper than this?
Very deep. You about 2 miles below ground.
How much deeper does it get?
Those 2, 4, 5 miles.
All the way.
Well, excellent. So no strange travelers have come through? I mean,
I see this place is properly named.
it doesn't have a name.
Underdeeps.
Oh, the realm itself.
Yes.
No one that looks similar to myself that's come through.
Not that I've seen, no. I've been here a couple of years.
Well, appreciate it. I'll cover everybody's drinks.
Do you want a room? It's 5 silver pieces for a room.
Yeah, I guess we should.
Everybody's drinks are 3 silver pieces.
Wow, get some good
Right.
swill.
He said when he says that he'll cover our drinks to the cobalt. I'm gonna lead over to the cobalt for the night. I'll give him
Whatever you say, Master Dwarf.
a nod and a silver.
Put it on his tab.
Repeat it out. All right.
For the night. What is a should just write this down and pin it to my screen because I always have to look it up. Money and equipment. Here we go. Ale, okay, yeah, ale per gallon is 2 silver pieces, so that would be 2 silver pieces for 4 quarts. So 1 silver piece for 2 quarts, 5 copper. So it's 5 copper per mug.
I've already taken enough off. Yeah, we're good to go. I've given him fucking. How much did I give him?
3 silver.
No, I gave him more than that. Keep the fucking drinks flowing.
Oh. So
My dwarf friend here is thirsty. Please, by all means.
don't worry, Master Dwarf. You won't leave thirsty.
Excellent.
All right.
You guys need food? You hungry?
Well,
Stew night.
it's what night?
Stew night.
Yes. Bring mine. Leave it on the table. I'll be milling around. Get my attention as it comes out.
We'll do. He runs away, and probably 5 minutes later, he brings out this bowl, wood spoon. From what you can tell, the spoon is hand carved. Flops it down. It smells pretty decent. It's not like it's slop.
Now is this like a tent settlement, or is this an actual structured building?
No, this is actually, everything here is more like a canvas tent.
Okay, that's what I was figuring. It probably was.
Here's the deal: you're about 2 miles underground.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's gonna rain anytime soon.
Right.
Well, my biggest concern is somebody sneaking in the fucking room.
Right.
Because if it's a canvas tent, which was what I was assuming, then yeah. Anyway, okay. I guess I'm gonna go up. I'm not worried about my meal right at this particular juncture. See what Peter and Sven are up to, talking to this goblin. See if we can divulge any additional information about Enith and.
So as you've been sitting down, ordering your drinks, doing that kind of thing, you notice, much like the encounter at the roadside inn, Peter and Sven seem to be doing a lot of talking. There's some money that changes hands. At this point, they go out to the cart and they exchange some vegetables. Everybody roll perception.
Yep. Same thing I rolled the first time you asked us to roll perception. A 6.
You know, pretty good at rolling low until now.
Yep.
I
Bryce
called it.
missed it again.
You two notice that not only do they buy vegetables, but it is seemed that this goblin has bought Peter and Sven out of Dragon's Bane as well.
Nice. Yeah, I'd forgotten all about Fee FIFO Fum breaking into their thing and actually finding that Dragon's Bane. So interesting.
Is that Fee? Is that
Jesse's actual character.
how did she spell
Zyphinia.
Yeah. PHI for short.
It's Xipphina. Zyphina.
it? Well, I'm gonna give Jess kudos. She did a good job picking her name.
Yeah.
She Googled it.
Giving the secrets away.
It was a real secret.
As I'm eating and drinking, I'm gonna do it loudly or dwarf-esque heartily, but I'm going to be scanning. I want to see who's watching us and who's watching our wizard. And he's meandering, not that I'm gawking, but I'm just gonna keep an eye out on this.
Okay, make an alertness check, which should be a check under perception.
Alertness is the actual skill set.
Right.
So go ahead and make it under whatever your number is.
I rolled 5.
Nice.
Okay, so you notice you notice two things. The couple of drow elves seem to be watching all of you, and not, when I say that, they're not hardcore gawking at you, but you can definitely tell that they're interested in what you're doing. You also notice that they are carrying quivers of arrows, and the arrows sticking up, from what you can tell, because you can't see the whole arrow, but from what you can tell, it would match the sample arrow that you found both at the townhouse and at the country house.
Ooh! I don't know what it says, but yeah.
Right, and like I say, I'm not gonna make any
Sudden moves or
sudden
anything?
moves or nothing, but like say when our wizard, if he meanders back by, then I'll just kind of relay the information, but not like, hey, look!
Yeah.
Just, seen copies of the arrows in our elf
Right,
room.
because I'm milling through. That's been my objective.
And you do notice, all of you notice, it doesn't take perception to notice this, but you all notice that in the in the side opposite where you entered, you know how I said it was rolled back?
Mm-hmm.
There's another exit point to this tent. Once again, the sides are rolled back,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes and opens up, and you can see beds laid out.
Gotcha. So, in my travels, I do want to, approach the proprietor, manager, whatever he is that Sven and Peter have been talking to, and I'm not even asking his name. I just want to, now that I've got the information that he's relayed from me, or to me. Yes, a little loudly. I want to ask him, have you seen anyone looks fairly similar to myself? Because I think Enith he was an elf, wasn't he? Or was he a human? I don't remember which he was.
Human.
That's what I thought. But anyways, Enith and Ezrak, mage of some renown at the on the surface world, possibly come through with his apprentice, Ezrak.
No, I haven't seen anybody, but that name rings a bell.
And again, I'm making sure that I'm talking more loudly than I would in the company of my companions, so that people can hear me
Yeah.
throughout the establishment.
Yeah, he says that name rings a bell. Why do I know that name?
No cowbell.
Ah, I know what it was. I had a group come through here, and they were more like Peter and Sven. I think I want to say they were farmers.
Well,
They didn't stay. I mean, they more or less stopped off for a meal and took off. I'm assuming they headed back toward the surface world exit. So I assume they were headed back to the surface. But they said they had a friend, Ezrak, and he was looking for information on some kind of weapon.
well, my friend Enith never mentioned anything about of the sorts. He was looking for Ezrak, and Ezrak seems to have been absconded. And it appears that there was some arrows left at the scene of the crime.
I don't know.
Very, very strange looking arrows. Very unfamiliar to us surface dwellers.
Can't help you there. Is this guy? If you look, it's kind of like a makeshift bar.
Mm-hmm.
Not real super sturdy, but
Yeah.
Just doing the trick.
Yeah.
And this goblin there's like a ledge on the floor.
Yeah.
That runs the full length of it, and this goblin is running back and forth on this ledge. Because you're kind of sitting at the bar, and he's eye level with you.
Okay.
And he's, wiping out mugs and pouring drinks and
Well,
drooling a little bit. He keeps going like this, and then wipes out a mug.
well.
Sorry, I can't be more help to your cause.
Do you know anyone else around other than Peter and Sven that may be traversing to the surface? Oh boy,
We see lots of people.
not many surface dwellers, I would assume,
Not many, no.
other than our farmer friends here and their addictions.
Well, they grow it. They don't necessarily use it.
Well,
Truth be
Each his
told,
own.
you guys have never seen them use the stuff.
yeah, well, it's probably true too. Well, and do they hear my conversation? Because again, I'm being excessively loud here in a room full of people.
Right. So, well, I don't know. Royce has been so out in La La Land. Roy, roll perception.
Nice
All right.
money, man.
Which one?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Nope, just over. Still La La Land.
The fucking gnome is just out of it
It's
today.
like,
I
this
am
soup is
not-
good.
He's over there just shoveling the stew. He ain't paying attention to nothing. In fact, he took a little bit out of Matt's bowl and scraped it into his.
So good, guys. So good.
So good. Just like the shrimp tacos. So good, guys.
So good.
But Hugh, you do hear the conversation. And
And again, in this situation, I'm carrying on about arrows. The arrows, the arrows, the arrows, the arrows, the arrows, the arrows, the arrows.
you notice the few drow that are here, they get up and leave. They don't seem to pay you or Matt anymore, as Matt is lightly screaming arrows. They don't seem to pay you any more or any less attention that they were before. But they finally get up and just kind of walk out. Other than that, it appears that nobody really... A couple people raise their eyes because Matt's talking, they kind of give him the side eye because Matt's talking extra loud. But nobody else in here seems to be...
Really care.
Yeah.
Well, good day, my goblin friend. I'm going to go enjoy that dish of stew that was brought to me for my dinner.
Oh, I
Or
like it.
breakfast, or lunch, or whatever time it is here.
We don't really keep track of time down here.
Sundial does it work really good.
Yeah.
So I return and join up with my companions. Sit down and...
You notice the stew bowl is a little light.
Huh! Well, must have been the bottom of the bowl for me.
Yeah. You must have liked it as well as I did it.
You look over at Royce and he's got a little stew running out of each of the corner of his mouth.
Let me get that for you.
No.
Prestidigitate the stew off of his fucking... You're a gnome. You have a mustache and beard, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. And prestidigitate the fucking unkemptness off of his face for him.
If your character, do you have a beard, yes or no?
Yes.
Perfect. Clean him up. Zap zap. So,
You may want to prestidigitate the word stew into your bowl.
Well, and that's one of the other things that it does. You can I can reheat it. I can fucking make it taste better. It's just little fucking tricks. Is all it amounts to.
It doesn't need no help on the taste front.
Okay.
It tastes pretty good.
It doesn't have to
I mean,
test
it's
me.
not, it's not like filet mignon or anything like that, but it tastes just like
Better than shit on a shingle.
Yeah, it just tastes like a beef stew. It's got some carrots and potatoes in it.
Perfect.
Although you don't see any cows around. You're not quite sure where they're getting the beef from, but
I'm not asking questions.
Well, again, reiterate. I'm sure, but well, I don't know that he didn't, but discuss my findings.
Right.
Like, what are your thoughts?
Right, like, from what I've noticed, I think the drow probably have something to do with it, or they know something to do with it, but
Did you notice their arrows? Their
Right,
arrows are quite similar to the ones that we found on the surface.
right, but
also, and she's not here, but also keep in mind,
we're looking for that hammer.
Jess has a picture of a hammer.
Oh, that's right. We did have information of a weapon, I guess. My bad. My bad.
It's probably good you didn't say that, because they might take us to.
Could have, yeah.
It's, down here, in my opinion, to the group is a group of drows is like one of the most dangerous things we could come across, because this is their area.
That's why if we come across them, we give them one at a time.
I'm not super familiar with drow.
So if they come across us again, hopefully we see them. And most drow that give dwarf, we know a little bit about them. Not
We
that
need to
no
just
ton.
lure one away.
Most drow have a small crossbow, pistol size, and it's poison tipped
Well,
arrows.
I don't want to run into that.
And most of the time it's put you to sleep so they can torture you later.
Ah, excellent. Excellent. I hope I'm up to snuff.
But at the same time, after talking about how it is, I am going to cast Cure Light Wounds on a wizard because it's getting like close to bedtime. And what is the 1d8?
Excellent.
And so we'll adopt the 5, both when you roll for your hit points and in situations like this, we'll do the average roll. So I'll grant it's die 8. I'll grant you at least the 4. You can roll to see if you get higher.
It's 7. So.
Perfect. Perfect. Because I took a good wallop there while we were out. 5 was
For a level 1 mage, yeah.
yeah, and I had 8.
Oh, I found another
Excellent.
really nice level 1 spell. Burning Hand.
That's a nice one.
Yeah,
That's a nice one.
that is a good fucking spell.
It's like Flame on!
Yeah.
So you guys are getting well into the evening, and your kobold friend is keeping you well stocked in the drink department.
Excellent.
He comes up to you and he's got a pitcher. He's got a pretty big pitcher. In fact, he's so small that he has trouble carrying it. But he gets it over to your table and he grabs your mugs. He's topping you off. And he looks down and he says, I see paper. Paper at your side with hammer picture. Jess was the person that had the hammer, but
Right. So.
that hammer, that Durgar hammer.
Huh.
Where do we find such hammer?
I don't know.
Ow, I gotta walk for a second.
But my dwarf buddy, Urgrim, he know.
Write it down. E-R-G-R-I-M.
U-R-G-R-I-M-M.
You-are. Urgrim. 2 M's.
Urgrim literally means hammer in Durgar language.
Urgrim wouldn't happen to be a god, would he? Those are
No.
the ones that hammers are named after.
No, have not seen him in many years.
Where was the last place you saw Urgrim?
Me not see for many years, but my good buddy Pip. Pip no.
Where's Pip?
Pip, part of slave trader camp.
Oh, excellent.
Good friend, but have not seen him in many years either. Pip was Ergrim's apprentice years ago.
Pip, Durgar as well?
No,
Well, what?
Pip dwarf, but not normal dwarf. He a little slow. Good heart, little slow.
Good heart, slow head.
Funny dwarf. We have many laughs.
Yes, yes.
He drink like fish.
He drinks
You're
like
like trying
fish.
it on? You're not alone.
Right. Where is it slave trader camp located around here?
Slave camp, not down here. Slave camp on Upper World. They collect slaves from Upper World, bring down here.
When do they stop down here? Just randomly, or do they have times?
No one really know. They come and go. No set times.
Well,
Do they have a certain path they normally take where we can find them? A certain route?
Runs heavy out of Water's Edge. Sometimes out of Cliff Blade too, but mostly out of Water's Edge. You want Marv. Marv helped collect slave. He know where Pip at.
so Marv is on the surface?
Yes, last I knew, Marv operated out of Water's Edge.
Well, isn't this a son of a bitch, a trifling thing? Gents, it looks like we may be in search of headed back to the surface for Marv and Pip and Ergrim.
I'm alright with that.
Leave this
Alright.
chaotic place alone, at least for the time being.
Talbot Cobalt, thank you for your great stories and wonderful service.
You guys good customers. You stay overnight. Get rest.
What about the drow? Are they good customers?
Many drow come and go.
Mediocre customers, then.
They talk much?
No, not much. Stay quiet. Keep to yourselves.
How safe are our rooms typically? Do a lot of people get robbed?
No, this generally safe spot. That's why most people come here.
Well,
Well, I guess we've got the room anyway, so it's getting late.
we assume.
or early, or
All you guys know is you don't know what time it is.
We are tired.
but
We're
you're getting
still
pretty
tired.
tired.
right.
Okay.
And you're kind of getting pretty drunk.
Excellent.
Alright, well, I'm gonna hit the old fart sack.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll do first watch and then.
So, the rooms
Mm-hmm.
are a common room. You walk through that opening I described earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and it's better than average cots set up in rows.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty ample space between them, so you know you've got room to set your stuff down.
We can pull 3 together, though.
You could can pull 3 up close if you wanted to. Yeah.
All right. I think that would probably be beneficial, anyways. If
There's a few surface dwellers and a few underdeep people in here. It's not full by any means.
Right.
But as you walk in, there's a couple of candles lit on like stands.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody just appears to be sleeping.
Okay. I'll take last watch because I have to study anyways. So
All right.
if you wanna take first, you
I'll
can
take
take
first.
second, and you can get me up.
I'm assuming I probably handle the
All
alcohol
right.
better than the other two anyway, so probably in a better shape to take first watch than.
Yeah, even Zeke was getting pretty. I mean, you weren't falling down drunk by any means, but
You're schnockered. You had a good glow
I was
on.
focused on it pretty well.
yeah,
They had no idea what else was going on.
they clue. I'm assuming you two clue him in on this.
Yeah,
information.
well, obviously he was sitting there eating while Trog and I were discussing the arrows, and be the
He caught bits and pieces, but you fill him in.
give him the complete breakdown as to what the heck was going on. That leg cramped up on me. I had to stand up there for a minute. Oh, mercy. Okay. So anyways, I guess, give him the full breakdown, the full Monty, that we're basically headed back to the surface at this point to, I mean, unless you guys foresee some other reason that we need to be down here.
No, I'd much rather be topside if we're looking for people.
Nope.
There's people to
But we
look
know
for.
how to get here.
Right.
And
Are we?
Because could we find our way back if we had to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was my,
Right. No, I
Main
don't want to be in
question.
the underdeep looking for slave traders. 'Cause
right.
we will be
We don't know what we're
slaves.
going to run
Is
into.
Peter
Yeah,
and Sven staying down here? Or are they following us back up to the surface?
When you guys walk in to go to bed, they are in there sleeping already.
all right.
And neither one of them seem to take watch because they're both out like a lion.
Perfect. So okay, let's hit the sack.
Okay, so you guys go through the night, go through your watches, nothing happens.
Okay.
You wake up in the morning,
Perfect.
you actually get yourselves a little extra sleep because being that you have no idea on time,
Right.
you don't really know how long you're sleeping. It's not like the sun can wake you up or anything like that.
Not nor the crow of a rooster.
So I've only got a good long rest.
Everybody got a good long. You
Perfect.
basically, you woke up Royce, and then you basically took watch until your internal clock said, "Hey, it's time to wake up."
All right. So we're up and at 'em.
Yep,
Peter and Sven are still here.
they're up and they're as you guys are waking up, they are also getting out of bed, getting their gear gathered together.
So, gentlemen, would you care to reaccompany us towards the surface again? It seems that our information has come to a head, and we have to turn and head back towards Water's Edge. That seems the destination at this point in time. If you would care to travel with us, we'd be more than happy to have you.
They say they'll follow you out of or you would travel together till they get to the surface. But at that point, we're heading back to our farm because
Fair
we're
enough.
out of stock on pretty much everything.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It seems like a good decision on your own part. So yes, we would be more than happy to have the company, wouldn't we,
Okay.
gentlemen?
Absolutely.
Why not?
Okay, so you guys get your gear. You
Ooh.
stop for breakfast.
We'll have a spot of breakfast. We'll
Right.
grab
Yeah,
a
as long as Peter and Sven are gonna
Yeah.
eat and stuff. We're not gonna try to hold them up, but
yeah.
Yeah,
we-
they grab a quick bite. It's your basic eggs.
Yeah.
A little bit of hash.
get a couple gallon barrels of ale and a bottle of wine for the road.
2 silver pieces a gallon.
I got you.
alright.
I like the dwarf.
Excellent, because I have
And
a
the-
2-gallon keg under my backpack.
And
Yeah.
and the
I'll
gnome
have them fill it.
and the gnome is growing on me.
That's what I do.
It's what they do.
He's better than a Kender.
That's Dragonlance. You can't say
That's-
that word. That's protected.
Kender.
Kinder. Kinder Bueno.
But now, is it in the Gnomes and Halfling book,
Kinder?
Kender?
Oh, I would have to look. I would have to dig through there, but I think they are listed in the Gnome and Halfling book.
Kender are not.
They're not in the Gnome and Halfling book?
No, if you want information on Kender as far as 2E is concerned,
You have to do the
you have to do the Time of the Dragon or the
Dragon-
Tales of the Lance
right.
box set, and then if you get into the World Guide,
It
because
lists
that's
them.
where it explains Kender. What are other that are specific to Dragonlance? Draconians,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Draconians are cool as shit.
I thought about bringing them into my campaign, but
Yeah.
I feel wrong about it. Not that I'm worried about any kind of
Copyright infringement.
copyright. It's something that somebody else created, and this is a world we're building.
Right. Yep, absolutely. So, all right. So we get our things, have our breakfast. I cover breakfast again. And
Standard breakfast feed.
yep. Actually, that is that. And that way I can get rid of some of this fucking copper that I've been carrying around for whatever fucking reason.
Oh, that's right. I extended the display.
Alrighty.
So, you guys make your way. You do your traveling. You pass the watering hole again.
Mm-hmm.
The bodies of the two slain are now gone.
Really? Interesting. You see that, gentlemen?
Well, you'll have that on the big jobs.
Do you think they eat the deceased?
Probably.
Weird ass Underdark critters.
Where do you think the stew came from?
Well,
Hey,
they don't have cows.
we won't, I don't want that information divulged.
You don't want us to talk about your delicious stew.
It was good.
So, we were looking for Marv out of Water's Edge. So again, it was a full day's travel
Right.
getting down to where we just went.
So, when you guys walk back through, for lack of a better term, we'll call it the portal.
Yeah.
It's really not, because you're just walking, but anyway, when you travel back through the portal, it's evening on the surface.